Hello there, welcome to Microsoft Word. This is Mr. Dunaway speaking, and this is a real brief video on how to correctly open and save your Microsoft Word document in the correct place. Hopefully we have the M drive set up for you and you have a folder created. We probably did that earlier this week or last week in class. And I'm going to show you just how to open the document and get it saved before we actually start the assignment. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously be on your desktop right here. You might have an icon on the desktop right here. If you have that, you can just double click that and open a document. Doubtful that you have that on your computer depending on how it's set up here at school. You probably have it at home. But for us, probably the way you're going to have to do that is to go down to the lower left-hand corner. So if you see where my mouse is in the lower left-hand corner, click on the Start key, the Start button, and then you'll see that all programs. If you just click on that, what'll happen is you'll see this list of all kinds of programs that you have access to come up for you. You probably don't have everything I have on here, but you should have Microsoft Word, which the latest version just says Word 2016. So we're just going to click on that, and that will open Microsoft Word for us. And what you're going to see on the left is any recent document that you've been working on. And then the main portion on the middle right-hand side, those are a series of templates that you can use to create things that you might want to use, such as newsletters, personal letterhead, flyers, all kinds of things you can do. They have templates available for you. If you just go in and learn how to use the fonts and the images and things, it's pretty simple to do. But for the most part, what you're going to do is use a blank document. That's what we're going to start with. So we're going to click on blank document, and you should get something like this. Now before I go on, let me show you that we have at the top in Word, we have all kinds of tabs up here. Kind of one of the tricks to learning Word is understanding what all of these tabs do. Now right now Home is selected. You'll see how that's gray. So that actually means that tab is selected. If I wanted to go to Insert, I would click there and you see how it turned gray. And so that's like the tab that's on the top of this. This is like if you just imagine a bunch of folders stacked on top of each other, whichever one is the gray one is the one that's on top. Home, Insert, and Design are probably the three we'll use the most for this class. But for the most part, we'll be here on Home, and that's where we can do a lot of the simple editing like bolding, italics, underlining, strike-throughs, powers, and sub numbers. If you want to put a subscript on there, you can use that. And headings get really interesting. Again, we may not get to that in this class, maybe just a little bit later. We'll see where time takes us as far as that goes. But whenever you open a new document, you'll notice up here this is the name of the document, and it always is titled Document 1, or if you have opened a second one, it might say Document 2 or 3, depending on what's open on your computer. The first thing you should do whenever you start a Word assignment, not just for this class, but let's say you're doing a research paper or just a basic paper for another class, before you do anything, first thing you should do is save your document before you start typing. And that way, if something happens and you lose it, you should easily be able to recover at least part of it. So to do that, we're going to go to the File tab, top left corner. The File tab, that gives you all sorts of choices of things that you might want to do to the file. And what we're going to do is Save As. Okay, and so we're going to click on Save As, and you should see this right here where it says Save As. And Save As basically means that we are going to rename this document another name from what it's currently named. Okay, now if you've already named it, you can do Save, but since we haven't named it, we'll do Save As. You actually could do either one on this time. The difference between Save and Save As will actually create another document that you're working on. Okay, so if you do Save As and you've already named it, you're going to have two documents. If you just want to update, like let's say you've already renamed this and you just want to save what you've done, you can just hit Save and it'll automatically save it. That's easy. Actually, that's a lot easier to do from the keyboard. But for now, we're going to click Save As, so do that if you haven't. And we're going to go down here to Browse. When you hit Browse, all right, basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'd like to save this document to somewhere else on my computer. You have these choices that my mouse is hovering over right now. You have your OneDrive, you have other web locations. You can save it somewhere on the PC. I don't even know if you have that on your student computer, but when you do Save As, you'll see in the top left corner it says Save As. You're now going to tell the computer where you want to put this document. This scroll bar right here on the left-hand side tells you where the options are that you have to save it. So again, yours probably looks a little bit different since I have some access to some things you don't have as students. But the key for you is the Student M drive right there. So you're going to click on that. Now probably what your screen says is that there's probably probably a file right here with your district network code, and you'll just double click on that and you'll probably just see the folder that says Intro to Computers that you should have created earlier. Now mine looks a lot different than yours, so what you should probably see, I think at this point, is I have to go down here. I have a folder with my name on it somewhere in here. Let's see, there it is. Hopefully that's what you see. Okay, so you want to get to there, and you're not quite in there yet. We want to put it in this folder. So if you see Intro to Computers, all right, you haven't saved it quite to the right spot yet, you double click that, and if you want to check to see, am I in the right place, you look right up here at your URL area or the toolbar at the top. It says Computer, Students M, and then again yours probably just says, I don't know if yours says CST or not, but it should have your district name on there. And then you want to see this Intro to Computers. So whatever this last one is, that's where you're placing this document. So what I'd like you to do is title this assignment Intro to Microsoft Word. And you'll just save it right there. All right, and then when it takes you back, if you look at the top, hopefully you can see it on my screen. I know my screen is slightly cut off. Right up here where my mouse is, it should say the new name of your document. And what you're going to do is now start using this space right here to do your typing, and I will give you the assignment that you're supposed to type here in a little bit, and you'll simply start typing it in here for today. Your document is saved. When you're all done typing, so I'm going to go type. Don't type this in yours right now because you'll have yours. When you're all done with this, what you can then do is, instead of doing Save As, when you go up to save it, you'll just click Save. And what it just did right there is it now saved that new typing that I did into that document, and that's now currently on my M drive. And whenever you do that, it saves what you did. A really fast way to do that, instead of going up here, is to hit the control button, save. I'm going to do that. Watch my cursor right here. Go Control, Save, and it didn't do it because I didn't change anything. New type. Okay, now I'm going to try it. Okay, Control, Save, and if you saw it spin there just for a second, that means it's saved right there, and that's the fastest way to do that, Control Save. So after this video, once you're finished, I will give you your typing assignment, and today you'll just be typing that into this Word document, and then we'll do some cool formatting with it tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something, and we will see you on the next one.